Gatorade versus Powerade. Is one really better than the other? You know, when it comes to advertising or promotions, celebrity promotions, you think Gatorade, seems to be the more popular choice. But is it really the best option? You know, most people, especially athletes, care about what goes into their bodies or how it's properly restored, you know, during exercise or possibly post-exercise. A lot of people choose based on flavor, but there is a lot more to consider, when choosing. When it comes to choosing the best sports drink, you want to compare ingredients, to say the least. Electrolytes, which is what helps really restore your body. Vitamins, carbohydrates, a lot of them have added sugar, so you want to keep that in mind. You know, although there are hundreds of different brands out there, Gatorade and Powerade are, the most common, probably the top two. So which one is the best and most healthy for you to drink? Is there one that replenishes more than the other? So what is it that draws you to pick the best drink for your body? Gatorade and Powerade are made up of the same main components, which are water, carbohydrates, and electrolytes. So what's really the difference? Gatorade is manufactured by Pepsi Company, and Powerade is made by Coca-Cola, Coke. Also, Forbes.com stated that Gatorade leads in gross sales at 77% of sales, and Powerade is low 20%. So with the statistics and the company-related information, aside, let's get down to the actual breakdown of ingredients. So Powerade is sweetened by high fructose corn syrup. Gatorade is sweetened with sucrose and dextrose sugar. So both are added sugars, but an article on healthline.com states that the corn syrup found in Gatorade is much harder for your body to process. On the other hand, Powerade contains added vitamins. Gatorade doesn't, really add any more vitamins. B3, B6, and B12. Which there's an article from Harvard University, and it states that those vitamins are what's responsible for breaking down carbs and fats and turning them into energy, which, during exercise, I think that is very important. Livestrong.com states that Gatorade contains 160 milligrams of sodium per serving as opposed to Powerade's 150, which isn't that big of a difference. Which gives Gatorade just the smallest little upper hand on replacing electrolytes. So the cons to each, where there's good, there's always bad. According to a study on healthline.com, professionals say that one needs to exercise at least an hour a day, multiple times a week, for you to actually need the benefits of a sports drink. Otherwise, it's not really needed. It's just added on. You're not burning off what you're taking in at that point until you are exercising enough. Added sugars could cause tooth decay, especially in young children, because it's pretty popular with kids. It could also be linked to the increase in child obesity with all the added sugars. If they're just drinking it just to drink and not, exercising enough to balance it out, it could lead to something like that. So when it comes to sports drink, along with most other things, moderation is key. Keep everything in moderation and usually you're fine. So when comparing Gatorade and Powerade, they seem to come out relatively even. When it comes to taste, Powerade is usually sweeter because it is with that corn syrup. It is sweetened with that corn syrup. Gatorade, on the other hand, restores more electrolytes a little more efficiently, not a whole lot, but a little bit. You know, as long as you drink them during or after, you know, a good exercise, typically the negative side effects, you know, you won't really see. When it comes down to one being on top of the other, you know, it looks like it comes to a little down to personal preference. Some even say sports drinks in general could be like a placebo, which could help you exercise and could help you with that, but it's kind of in your mind. You know, if all else fails, you can't go wrong with just drinking water.